Hey everybody, this is part 4 on how to use iMovie and PowerDirector. Today we will be focusing on how to add text or titles to your project. Here's the objective and the key terms to look for as you're watching this video. As I done in the previous videos, I will be switching back and forth between iMovie and PowerDirector, so make sure you're paying attention. Alright, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, today we're starting off with PowerDirector. If you go to the Layers button and then the text, you'll see you'll have like an array of options for titles. Stay away from the ones that have crowns because that's a premium feature that you would have to pay for. We'll just stick with the free options. Now here you can press the play button and preview what your title would look like. You don't have to go too fancy. A simple fade in or pop in title will do just fine. Once you hit the plus side button to add it to your timeline, you would then tap the text that's in your viewer to change the title. After you have put in your title, you could go to Title Designer and customize your text. Just FYI, in our program we don't use outlines. We prefer to add drop shadows. When you are selecting your fonts, you want to make sure that you use sans serif fonts. They're the fonts that have straight lines as opposed to serif fonts that have feet or like an extra stem at the ends of the letters. So you want to pick sans serif fonts like the one I'm using here. You have the option to change colors, but you want to make sure whatever color that you select is readable and easy on the eyes. I also want to mention using the same font, theme color, and style throughout your whole video so that it's clean and consistent. After you finish customizing your text, you can play it and make sure that it looks okay. If you drag and hold in the viewer, you could also move where you want the title to appear. Okay, now we're going to move on to the end credits. This is important in video production because you want to make sure that you put your name, give yourself credit, as well as the other people involved in the project. So again, you would go to the Layers button, hit Text, and find the end credit where it's scrolling. Go ahead and drop your end credit at the end of your video. You could use any unused footage or photos, or just leave it blank. Just make sure that you save a space so that you can display your end credits. You can also adjust the length of time the end credits show. So just kind of keep that in mind. Make sure that it's not going up too fast. So this is how you would set up your end credits. At the very top, you would say produced by Friendship News Network, Collegiate Bureau. Underneath, then you would write first the person's name, and then next to it, their role in the project. You will also give credit to any footage or photos that you borrowed from another website. After you input all that information into your end credits, go to Title Designer and make sure that your end credits look exactly the same as your title. Now moving on to iMovie. Now this is where you get to see the difference between the two video editors. Unfortunately, in iMovie, you do not have the same level of customization as you would in PowerDirector, but this is how you could work with it. Select a photo or video clip from your montage and then hit titles. You want to pick a very simple title. There's no need to get too fancy. So we're just going to stick for standard for right now. Then you will select the text in your viewer and rename your title. Refer back to the headlines lesson to figure out what you're going to call your video. After you finish adding your title, you could go ahead and delete the extra text boxes that you don't need. This way they don't appear in the final version. So I looked all through this app and I could not find a scrolling in credit option. So what you would have to do for those that are using iMovie is to type your in credit in a Google Doc and submit that with your exit ticket. I may have to add the scrolling in credit on my end, which is perfectly fine as long as I have all the information. Well, that's it for today's lesson on how to use iMovie and PowerDirector. Please refer to your Google Classroom to see your exit ticket. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!